Let's talk about the silent war every single one of us fights every single day. It's not about politics. It's not about the headlines. It's the war against your own damn pants. It's that constant nagging pull of a heavy firearm, the awkward bulge that screams gun to every person in the grocery store, and the sheer discomfort that makes you question why you even bother to carry. We all chase that unicorn. The perfect carry gun that feels like it's not even there, a ghost on your hip that only materializes when hell itself comes knocking. This is the realm of the micro revolver, the little wheel gun that doesn't just hide, it becomes a part of you. People look at these things and see a novelty, a toy. They're dead wrong. These aren't range toys. They are instruments of brutal, last-ditch finality. They are the answer to a question asked at arm's length in a dark parking lot. These pocket rockets exist to solve the fundamental problems of concealed carry that so many bigger platforms ignore: the crushing weight, the unforgivable bulk, and the cardinal sin of printing. When the moment of truth arrives, when a predator is closing the distance between you and survival, you don't need a competition-ready race gun. You need a solution right now. You need something that operates in that terrifying gap between surprise and violence. Today, we're diving deep into the world of ultimate concealment. I'm going to walk you through 5 pistols that are so discreet, so utterly invisible, they make a guilty conscience look obvious. This is the class of 2025, and these are the top contenders for the gun you'll actually have on you when it matters most. First on the chopping block, the North American Arms Pug. This thing isn't just a firearm, it's a statement about the laws of physics. It's so ridiculously tiny that your car keys will feel inadequate. You could lose it in a cup holder. But make no mistake, this little beast is deadly, serious about its job. The entire design philosophy behind the Pug is one of absolute, uncompromising stealth. It vanishes into an inside-the-waistband holster, melts under a t-shirt, and lets you live your life without the constant reminder of the steel sitting on your hip. This is the gun you carry in gym shorts on a hot summer day. It's the silent partner on a late-night dog walk. The numbers are almost comical: an overall length of about 4.56 inches, a barrel that's a mere 1 inch long, and a feather-light weight of just 6.4 ounces. It's chambered in 22 Magnum, and you can even get a swap-out cylinder for the softer 22 LR. And here's the secret they won't tell you. The tiny 22 Magnum round coming out of this platform is a vicious little monster at close range. It's not for sniping. This is a point-shooting, get-off-me tool. The trigger is single action, which means you have to cock the hammer, but it's a clean, deliberate break. Reloading? Forget about it. You get 5 shots. Make them count. This is the final word in a conversation you never wanted to have. This is for the warrior who values deep concealment above all else. The Pug is less of a gun and more of a hidden spike, a final, lethal surprise in a world full of them. If the Pug is a scalpel for close-quarters surgery, the Smith Wesson 340 PD is a lightning strike you can hold in your hand. This isn't a firearm. It's a handheld concussion. It represents the absolute bleeding edge of what's possible when you marry space-age materials with old-school stopping power. This is the revolver for the carrier who makes a conscious decision to trade comfort for sheer, unadulterated capability. It's a paradox of a weapon so light it feels like a toy, yet it chambers a round that can feel like a small explosion. Let's talk about the alchemy that makes this thing exist. The frame isn't just aluminum, it's a scandium alloy, something born from aerospace and defense industries. The cylinder isn't steel, it's machined from titanium. That combination is pure engineering insanity, and the result is a 5-shot J-frame that weighs a ghostly 11.8 ounces. The overall length is 6.31 inches, with a barrel of 1.875 inches. It's a double-action only design with a fully shrouded hammer, meaning there is absolutely nothing to snag on the draw. And the round it's built for? The mighty 357 Magnum. Now, we need to have a serious talk. Firing a full-power 357 Magnum cartridge out of an 11-ounce revolver is a religious experience. It's a one-way conversation with Newton's third law, and trust me, Newton always wins. It is violent, It is brutal. It is a test of your will and the structural integrity of your wrist. For this reason, nearly everyone who carries a 340 PD loads it with 38 Special Plus P. This tames the beast, transforming it from an untamable dragon into a merely ferocious one. With Plus P ammo, the gun becomes a viable, controllable defensive tool. Its reliability is legendary. It's a Smith Wesson revolver. It goes bang every single time. This isn't a weapon you master. It's a force you survive. Now, let's pivot from that raw, untamed power to something smarter, more refined. Let's talk about the Ruger LCR. If the 340 PD is a high-strung race car, the LCR is the battle-tested rally truck that will get you through hell and back without complaint. Ruger looked at the world of pocket snubbies and decided to solve the problem with modern design instead of exotic materials. The frame is a hybrid of polymer and aluminum, which does wonders for absorbing recoil. It's a bit heavier at 13.5 ounces, with a length of 6.5 inches and a barrel of 1.87 inches. But the secret weapon of the LCR isn't its weight or its materials, it's the trigger. Ruger engineered one of the best factory double-action pulls in the entire industry for this gun. It is impossibly smooth, consistent, and lacks the stacking and grit that plagues so many other small revolvers. This predictable trigger allows for genuine accuracy and faster, more controlled follow-up shots. The factory Hogue Tamer grip is a masterpiece of ergonomics, further soaking up the recoil from the standard 38 Special Plus P chambering. The LCR is a gun you can actually enjoy practicing with, which means you'll be more proficient when it counts. It disappears in a pocket just as easily as its peers, but offers a level of shootability that is simply in a different class. So here you have the choice. The raw, elemental power of the Smith & Wesson 340 PD, a testament to metallurgical extremism, or the intelligent, pragmatic design of the Ruger LCR, a tool built for the thinking shooter. One is a scream, the other is a statement. But the debate doesn't end here. What happens when we pit a timeless, all-steel classic against a modern six-shot wonder? The answer will redefine what you think a pocket gun can be. All right, you heard the setup. The unbreakable old-school rock versus the sleek modern six-shooter. This is a battle of soul versus science. On one side, we have the Smith & Wesson 642, the quintessential American snub-nose, a revolver with a lineage written in sweat and steel. On the other, the Kimber K6XS, a firearm that proves elegance and lethality can live in the same tiny package. These two guns represent two completely different answers to the exact same life or death question. First, the legend, the 642. This isn't just a gun, it's a 5-round covenant with yourself that you will make it home. It's the tool you find in the pocket of a seasoned detective or on the ankle of a federal agent. There's zero glamour here. Its personality is all business. The specs tell the story. An overall length of 6.31 inches, a 1.875-inch barrel, and a weight of 14.6 ounces. That weight comes from its aluminum alloy frame and stainless steel cylinder. No exotic metals, just proven toughness. It holds 5 rounds of 38 Special Plus P and operates in a snag-free, double-action-only format. The trigger on the 642 is heavy and deliberate. For the uninitiated, it feels like a chore. For the professional, that pull is a safety feature. It's a conscious, physical commitment to taking a shot, preventing accidental discharges under the unbelievable stress of a real-world encounter. On the range, the recoil is snappy but honest. It tells you exactly what it's doing. With practice, hitting center mass at defensive distances becomes second nature. The 642 is the definition of a tool that has absolutely no ego. It doesn't care about looking pretty. It cares about working when your hands are shaking and your heart is trying to beat its way out of your chest. Now, let's flip the coin. The Kimber K6XS is what happens when engineers decide to build a Swiss watch that can stop a threat. From the moment you pick it up, you feel the difference. It's slightly larger, with an overall length of 6.8 inches, a 2-inch barrel, and weighing in at 15.9 ounces. It's chambered for .38 special only, a smart move by Kimber to keep recoil manageable and encourage more effective practice. But here are the two knockout punches: the trigger and the capacity. The double-action feel on the K6XS is nothing short of magnificent. It's smooth, non-stacking, and feels like it belongs on a high-end competition gun, not a tiny pocket revolver. This translates directly to better accuracy and faster follow-up shots. Then there's the real game changer, the 6-shot capacity. Kimber's engineers somehow fit 6 rounds into a cylinder that's barely wider than a typical 5-shot model. Under extreme stress, when adrenaline is dumping and fine motor skills have left the building, that 6th shot isn't just one more round. It's an eternity. It's another chance. Another solution. So, the choice becomes a matter of philosophy. Do you put your faith in the rugged, Spartan, and utterly dependable warrior ethos of the Smith Wesson 642? Or do you opt for the refined, technically superior, and higher capacity advantage of the Kimber K6XS? One is a hammer. The other is a scalpel. Both are designed to save your life. But before you can choose your tool, you have to understand the software, the mindset, the training, and the ammunition that turns a piece of metal into a true defensive weapon. Let's get something straight. Buying one of these guns doesn't make you safer. It just makes you the owner of a very small, very loud paperweight. The decision to carry a concealed firearm is the beginning of a journey, not the end. The hardware we've just discussed is useless without the software to run it. The gun is just the hardware. You, your mind, your skills, your discipline are the operating system. This is the part of the conversation where fantasy dies and reality sets in. This is about carry psychology, and it's the most important part of this entire discussion. First, let's talk ammunition. You wouldn't put diesel in a Ferrari, so don't you dare put cheap, unreliable range ammo in your defensive lifeline. For a short-barreled revolver, cartridge selection is everything. In the .22 Magnum platforms, you need rounds designed for rapid expansion from a short barrel. For the .357 Magnum guns carrying .38 Special Plus P is almost always the smarter play. It gives you 90% of the performance with 300% more control. For guns chambered in .38 special only, embrace it. A well-placed shot from a quality hollow point like the ones from HORN, a D that are proven performers, is infinitely better than a miss from a Magnum round you can't control. Test your carry ammo. Know its point of impact. Trust it implicitly. Second, your holster. Your holster isn't an accessory, it's life support equipment. Pocket carrying without a dedicated pocket holster that covers the trigger guard is not just reckless, it's a catastrophic failure waiting to happen. Ankle carry demands a rig with positive retention that won't sag or shift. Inside the waistband carry requires a design that allows for a clean, repeatable draw stroke. Your holster is the critical link between you and your firearm. A cheap, flimsy holster will get you killed. Practice your draw from the exact holster and clothing you wear every day until it becomes an unconscious reflex. Third, and most importantly, training. The single most powerful tool in your arsenal is dry fire practice. It costs you nothing but time and discipline. Every day, you should be practicing that long, heavy, double-action trigger pull until the motion is burned into your soul. Live fire training needs to be purposeful. Don't just make noise. Practice shooting under simulated stress. Practice one-handed. Practice from awkward positions. Acknowledge that with a 5 or 6 shot revolver, a reload is a luxury you likely won't have time for. Train to make every single shot count as if it's your last. Finally, the part no one wants to think about, the legal and medical aftermath. The fight doesn't end when the shooting stops. In many ways, that's when the real war begins. Know your state's self-defense statutes backward and forward. Understand the legal minefield you will be navigating after a defensive gun use. Organizations like the USCCA exist for this very reason, providing critical training and legal protection. Have a plan, know who you're going to call. And understand that you are responsible for every round that leaves your firearm. So, what have we learned? The Pug is the ultimate ghost. The 340 PD is a pocket-sized hurricane. The LCR is the dependable workhorse. The 642 is the unbreakable promise of the old guard. And the Kimber K6XS is a refined instrument of surgical lethality. Choose the one that fits your life, your wardrobe, and your absolute commitment to training. But never forget that the deadliest weapon in any fight isn't the gun, it's the mind of the person holding it.